morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. We are going to prepare today something that I have been asked to create recipe for, and that is cabbage rolls the way I do it. All right, so we have in here, actually I will do a big bunch, so I have 3 cabbage rolls like this. It's important to pick like a nice leaves that is kind of like a big. This one look right. Didn't have a big choice at the store, I have to say. They were kind of small, but I picked 3, the biggest one. And first thing what I do, we need to boil. Some people freeze them. I tried to freeze one time, like the whole cabbage to freeze, but then later you have to wait till it's deep freeze, and I don't have a time for that. So literally I like to use this thin knife that is kind of like a, you know, flexible, and I need to cut it out a little bit of this core, so the water when it's boiled will go through my leaves and make them easy to separate. And because it's a little flexible knife, it kind of go around circle more easier. Okay, be careful, kids, don't cut yourself. All right. And by the way, if you did not know, this center of the cabbage, it's delicious. All right, you just pull it out like that. Oopsie. Okay, this piece, so crunchy, awesome. I love it. When my mom used to make a cabbage for the coleslaw, we would wait for the piece to get it out, you know, all this center. Delicious. Okay, so I have already 3 cabbage. And I have 1 big deep pot. Let me munch. I can talk. Okay, so what I will do, I will put water in here and start to boil. When it starts to boil, we'll little by little separate leaves and go from there. But while it's still waiting, we can, while your cabbage is boiling, what you can do is prepare for your next step. Usually if I do ahead, let me just get rid of this cabbage right now in here. Usually I prepare my rice maybe like night before, so you have more time. I got this rice at the store. It says sushi rice. And that's the rice that is like a round grains. I like that. And I have a pot in here with me. Okay, so I will use, because I have lots of hamburger, I will do for the party at the trailer. My neighbors up there at the park keep asking me, when you gonna bring your cabbage rolls? So here's the 2 kilograms. I think I will have a half for now, maybe even more. I'm just going to pour in my pot. Okay, maybe a little bit more. I don't know, because it will be grow twice more, you know. Okay, something like this. Now I'm going to rinse this to make a clean wash a few times so all this white water gone and stays nice and clear. Then I will start to boil my rice, so I will put this aside right now. Next step, what we're going to do, we need the onions. I like to put onions into my meat and rice. Okay, that's how we always did, as long as I remember myself. And that's what create, first of all, color on the inside of your cabbage rolls. Will be nice and kind of like a orangey, not the pale white. For the meat, you can mix anything you wish. Usually I would like to make like a, even just pork or just beef, or mix both, you know, mix beef and pork together. If you like a more diet meal, you can mix just a turkey meat, you know, as smallest cubes as you can. Okay, if some get a little bit bigger, you just, you know, just to chop a little bit more, but that's okay. It will fall apart on those little pieces in here. Let me just cut one more. And this moment usually I'm going to cry because onions are strong. I'm going to tell this is your fault I'm crying in here. Woo, literally I have to step back, like far away. I hope you don't feel the onions in your eye. I use like a large onions. This one actually is like a medium size, but no, still it's a big onions. I like the taste. I like onions in everywhere, in everything. It's a healthy stuff. So we're just going to chop together. Of course, if you working with food, always wash your hands very well before you prepare your food. Rules number 1, right? Okay, if some piece is a little bit longer, that's okay. When they fry, it will be alright. So I will put these onions right now into my pan. I brought in here pan. This pan is amazing. It's like a glitter. You can see the glitter sparkle. Oh my god, I did a video review as like a shopping haul, and I have them in many different sizes. The best pan ever. It's called Diamond. So if you see that, I bought mine in Costco. Love, love, love them. Love it. I have, I think, 4 different sizes. So I'm going to put in here olive oil. Actually, no, not olive oil. I'm lying. Sunflower oil. If you don't have sunflower, any oil would be alright. Vegetables oil. Olive oil kind of stronger, so I don't know if that would be okay with the cabbage rolls, but I use sunflower oil. Alright, so I'm going to put this aside as well before we go to the kitchen. Next one, I have carrots. Oh, I'm crying from onions. I have big carrots, kind of not a big, I already cleaned them, and I have this grater, very tiny one, not with the big holes, because I need this to be, this is maybe too thin, this to be as a mush, you know. You can blend in a blender if you can, like a food processor, you know. I use this, and I just going to do this slow process. Don't slice your fingers. Okay, usually I use my other one that is a little bit bigger, but it's alright. Okay, so I will do to this kind of mush all my carrots, and I have here, like, you know, 4. You can have like a 2 big size. It's depends how much you make in it. This recipe, what I do, it's not about how many spoons, how many grams, or what it is. I never use any measurements when I cook my food, like Ukrainian food. We never measure before, unless it's like a, you know, cake. You have to particular ingredients amount, because it's not gonna rise. For food like that, you just taste and see how you like it. Okay, so I'm going to finish this work, and we are going to go to the kitchen and start cooking. Let's see what's going on in here. My cabbage about, well, it starts to boil now. So usually I find where is the top layer. Sometimes I flip my cabbage like on the other side to get this ends, but it's already separated. You see this? I just like pull it and leave it to the side. And to get the next one, okay, I zoom too close, hold on. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, I can't find it. Alright. Okay. Not this one. Oh, this one. This one will go. The next one, and I just peel while this one is cooking here. In here we have rice. Make sure I'm mixing it so it doesn't get burned to the bottom. I might need to add a little bit more water. Now rice we will cook halfway. Do not cook 100%. It has to be half, kind of like non-cooked. In here we have onions. We need to kind of make it a little bit golden in here. While I'm cooking onions, usually I put like a little bit of salt, just everything a little bit, because we will add this all later still, right? I'm just trying to open my black pepper. Oh, okay, no, that's good. That's not enough because we need lots of it. Okay, my cabbage go crazy. We have to make a little bit lower heat, and I'm just going to peel it all the way like this. Pull it out and put this thicker pieces in here to cook, like dump it into the water. So that's what I will do with all my 3 cabbage. Separate them and cook till it's done, but please don't overcook, because you don't want to have a mushy cabbage and fall apart while you will put them together. So this is what I'm going to do right now. Just cook onions. When it's a little bit golden, I will add carrots in here. I will be right back. As you can see, my onions now nice, kind of golden. Now I will add the carrots that we did with you. Okay. And now we're ready to fry carrots to kind of good consistency without burning onions. Of course, you can make them like on a low heat, just so it simmer and get juicy, and so carrots get the nice orange color to our juice, to the oils. All right, so I'm going to fry this. My rice, I would say it's almost ready. Usually I grab like one to try it. No, it's not ready yet. We have to cook till it's like halfway done. So I need to just mix and till it's done. Once the rice is done now, you can see it's almost like 3 in size right now from what we started. It's soft already, but it's a little bit crunchy. So that's what I want, to have a little bit crunch. What I will do now, I will rinse this twice, maybe with cold water, because I like to stop cooking process. So you have to rinse it with cold water, and that way it's not gonna get mushy later. So that's what I will do. I wash to stop cooking process. And my carrots, I think it's done now. See, like it's have a little bit like a golden oil now, so its juices came out. I will turn this off and mix with rice after I wash. What I have in here, here is my rice and my carrots and onions. Now I will mix this first mixture with the rice, and the meat I will add later on. So I'm just going to pour whatever. This is table salt, so be careful, don't put too much. Don't think it's too much yet, because we still have a bigger amount of meat to mix, so it's not as scary as it looks. Maybe never measure, so I have no idea, but I will do test later, usually after I sprinkle the pepper. Most likely I will sneeze. Okay, I have in here also 3 eggs. When I have a small portion, 1-2 eggs would be enough, but because we will have lots in here, I will add 3 or even 4. You can add. Now, important is that rice already cold, because I wash with cold water to rinse it off. Okay, so now I can add my eggs. If rice would be hot, your eggs would be cooking here while you mixing. So important to have rice already cold. Okay. What else I have in here? Oh, I forgot my little tool. Just a minute, my friends. I forgot my little fancy tool because I have in here garlic. 4 little gloves garlic, and I will mix it in here. Fresh garlic. We want this awesome aroma and meat tasty very well. You don't have to use garlic if you don't want to, you know. It's only if you like garlic, but it does create nice smell. My kitchen already smells so good because hour earlier I was making the crepes, cheese crepes. I do also have a recipe on my channel already. Catherine loved them, so she asked me if I could make it today. So I have a Ukrainian cooking today. Smells good. I love garlic. I love garlic. Okay, let's clean up all this garlic from here. Okay, dokie. Let me wipe my hands a little bit in here. And now we are going to mix our rice with all this mixture. Usually I mix right away meat and rice, and then I add all the other stuff. But I find that it's actually easier to mix with rice all these ingredients first, and then will be easier to distribute later with the meat. And today I'm going to use only beef. I went to Costco and I bought a big chunk of meat, and I might will add a little bit more because I have lots of cabbage. So not sure how much I will use, but this bowl definitely not big enough for me to mix. I might will have to separate on two and mix kind of like in a separate bowl, 50-50, and then combine all together and mix again. But just for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you. Okay, so what I have in here, hold on, let me push this aside. So I have already, and this one was frozen, so I already defrosted. This is also beef, so I'm going to add this right now into my dish in here. Okay, and then this one it's a fresh one from Costco. I don't even know how big this is. Oh, the sun came out, so I'm going to interfere with my video. Okay, what we have in here? What it says? What it says that it's a beef? Why am I blind or something? Okay, this is definitely beef, 100%. Okay, so this is the huge pack. I don't know how much I'm going to use this one, but I will mix it all together. But now it's like I'm just going to mix it. Usually I'm mixing with my hand, that way kind of easier. So I'm going to mix it with my hand off the camera. Now I'm going to go and check on my cabbage in the kitchen, and when it's ready everything, I will get back to you and we will go into continue. Okay, the sun is really, I have to close my blinds. Before we learn how I do my cabbage rolls, kind of this cone shape, as you can see the size is medium size. First, what I do when I mix my mixture, and I have in here big huge bowl of it, I do a little sample. I fry a little patty and I taste it, Of course the rice will be a little bit crunchy because it's halfway cooked, but I want to see my meat if it's enough salt or not. So obviously it was not. So I did add more. I added more. Sorry, hit my camera. I added more in here, salt and yeah, just the salt. I did not add more pepper, which I could. Now still do not over salt, okay? Let your guess later to put a little bit salt on the top of them when it's already cooked. Plus, you know, salt is not melted fully, so it could be taste totally fine later. Plus your tomato sauce will be already seasoned a little bit, okay? So now I'm going to show you next step what I do with my cabbage leaves. And I have in here, there's a small cabbage leaves. Okay, we have to, okay, we will get, okay, I'll take this one. So I have a small one when it's close to the end of the cabbage. And then we have, for example, this first leaves that they kind of a little bit green. Let me pull out a little bit from the bottom in here. And then you have this big leaves, that humongous one, right? So with the small one, what I do, and they will be shaped a little bit different. This hard part that we have in here, I actually shave it like this, not to cut through, but it's going to be nice and thin now. We don't want this woody tons of cabbage, right? So then I grab with my spoon some filling, and then I just, well, I can roll like this and tuck it from each side, okay, like this, kind of tackle from each side, and we have like this, so it's not unrolling, it's holding together. Or let me show you another one, small one leaf. Again, we are going to cut top part, grab some meat, maybe a little bit more, it's a little bit bigger leaf, okay, and then you can do just put sides on each side like this, and then you roll it, kind of squish it, and like this. But this one is kind of going to be open, so you have to put down so it doesn't roll. And if you put later on a crock pot or on a pan if you cook them in oven, so kind of put the leaf down so it doesn't unroll. So this one you can play the ball, it's nothing's gonna happen with this when you tackle from each side. If you tackle just a roller, yeah, you have to hold that. Now I will show you how I do as a cone like this. Let's put this aside a little bit for now, out of our way. What I do, I have a big leaf in here. This one kind of not very, okay, let's grab this one. It's big, as you can see, it's a first leaves on top of your cabbage, right? So this is the center, the woody piece. I don't bother to cut it out right now. What I do like from one side of this woody part. I call it woody, I don't know why I call it. And I just slice it on half. Okay, here's my half. And then this hard part, I just go now like totally cut it out, just like that. So now I'm going to grab my meat, and what I do, here's the harder, this is like end of the leaf. I put this across like this, and I will create a cone. See, I roll it to create kind of like a cone, and then I tackle inside this side. Okay, and then we have kind of like cone. Let me show you one more, because this one kind of from another side you can flip it if you want to be for more comfort, but this kind of like inside leaf I'm just going to roll it in a different direction. If you find it's hard for you to roll like this, you can literally just roll it. Did you ever roll a paper when you were a kid, like, you know, to make a cone and then you stuff it with the meat if it's easier for you? But this is how I figure out from myself to do just like that, to create a cone right away, and then just roll it. So it's nice and thin in here, so meat not going to fall out. And just stuff the cabbage on the inside, and you have, so all my big leaves I do this way. They are cute, they're not very huge, medium size, so the smaller cabbage rolls you will have like a more flavors, because the juices all go seep through to the inside, not just like a outside. And I will put them on a big crock pot, and tomorrow Saturday, which will be, no, tomorrow's Friday for me, I will be cooking them at the campground, so I will not be finishing video right now. I will get back to you when it's ready to put them in the crock pot, and I will invite you all to the campground to see the finished cooking. Okay, so we will taste it together. All right, my friends, I will be continue to roll only millions of them, and I will see you in a second. I roll good amount for now, so we are going to put them actually in a crock pot. I will use, I don't know how many, like how big this is, I don't remember, crock pot. And I will use, I have in here thick and zesty, it says Romano cheesy and basil flavor, and this one is thick and zesty garlic and herbs. So I'm just like to mix it, sometimes different kind, but I like this brand. So let me open. And also I really love this opener. It's super awesome because it open very nice and clean with no sharp edges. You can reuse these cans if you want in some kind of DIY with kids. And then you have this little metal pick in here that you can, if it's something like a messy can, you know, you can just lift it up and you don't have to touch with your hands. Okay, so I will use 2 of them for now. Not sure if I will need one more or not. Let's just do it. I supposed to roll these cabbage rolls with my friends at the campground, but I decided I don't want to spend my day working up there. I want to relax and do nothing, so might as well just do right now by myself. And first in the morning we'll start cook. Okay, so here's the consistency, nice. And what I like to do, because if I just put cabbage rolls in here high, sometimes they get burned because it's too hot. So when I have like this cabbage that's already like 2 small leaves, and it's too small to have for the cabbage to roll them, which this one still I could definitely roll more cabbage, but I will put this on a very bottom, so when it's get like too hot, I might just going to cut a little bit of this thick edges. We will cut them out so they lay more flat. Okay, it's hot. I still have 1 full cabbage. Okay, just like this a little bit. Maybe I will put more on the edges. Actually I should, because usually the sides that get hot. Actually I can just rip it to make it kind of like this, you know. So my actual cabbage rolls will not be burned, but just this leaves. Okay, maybe 1 more. It's hot. It's hot. Okay, like that. All right, that's good enough. Now I'm going to put some of this on the bottom in here, just like that, and then I will put my cabbage rolls, maybe like bigger one on the bottom, I don't know, just wherever, squish them one layer like that. Then I put more sauce on the top, and then we're going to add more cabbage rolls. Some of them smaller, some of them bigger. Maybe I will put one more leaf in here on this side just to kind of protect my cabbage roll. Okay, let's keep continue. Usually I even put, see, like lots of sauce up there. If don't have really a spoon, actually you can just put even a little bit water inside. I will use the spoon from my meat that I'm just rolling my cabbage roll, doesn't matter. Let's just grab it up. The rest stuff, good stuff. We don't want to leave nothing behind, right? Okay, that's good. Okay, let's keep going. I still have lots in here. And two more, I'm going to put them overnight in the fridge. And hopefully tomorrow when I go to the campground, I'm not going to forget them, because then I will have to go back and get it. Okay, I will put a little bit more of this tiny leaves, leftovers leaves, just for the protection. It's okay if this leaves burn. Up to the top, maybe not going to be bad, so anyway, let's keep going. I think it would be perfect, those that I already roll. Looks like it's enough. Will be this crock pot. So now I'm going to use my second can. Now I have to tell you that in Ukraine we did not have, at least when I was back home, this kind of sauce. So what we did, we used tomato paste, and as I did like onions and carrots fried for the inside, we also did on the top, like spread it out with the make it tomato paste more liquidy, like mixing it, and put that paste on the top, so the cabbage rolls wouldn't be as red as we would use this, you know, tomato sauce, but will be more like a orangey golden color because of the carrots. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit in here, and I'm just gonna press as, oh, it's actually whatever I make in here will be just, I think, enough, because don't forget, when it starts boil, all this juice will be coming out kind of to the top. Okay, I might will fit few more, I don't know, but now I'm going to put the rest of the sauce. Obviously there's nothing to leave behind. So let's see, looks beautiful. We're going to make sure they all cover, and I will have whole bunch yet. I'm still going to make it because I have lots of meat yet. I have lots of cabbage leaves because first I was going to do like a big crock pot, but this is more than enough for now. And then one more thing that I need to use, and that is, let me wipe my hands a little bit. Okay, it's the bay leaf. And I'm just going to kind of like push it somewhere between up there, so when it starts to boil, it will go with the juice and then create beautiful aroma. Okay, so now I'm going to cover and put in the fridge, and first in the morning I will start cook. I maybe will do a short video about that. And the way we eat, we serve with sour cream. That's what we do. We eat lots of things with sour cream, and that's it basically. Okay, so yeah, I might just going to, no, I will have to show you how they look like when it's cooked. So I will be pausing my video right now till the weekend, and I guess on Monday hopefully you will see this video already. Alright my friends, I see you at the campground. Welcome to the campground. I'm going to nap right there in a minute. But it is such a beautiful, our tree finally getting some leaves. It's always getting very late, this kind of tree. With those beans hanging down. But what we have in here? Okay, we have in here a crock pot. That is my cabbage rolls. Fly is trying to get in. I don't know how it's not hot for them, but it's already, you can see it's boiling up there. It's boiling, looking pretty good. So hopefully till dinner time it will be ready. So I'm just like simmering on a settings 2. I didn't put timer. I'm just going to let this cook as much as needed. This is like on the back, on the front of the trailer actually. Yeah. That is so peaceful in here, so beautiful. I just went to the lake for a walk. Going to have a company later on. Some birds singing up there. Usually in the summer more, it doesn't have now, but usually on that tree vultures sleep in the night, and I like to photograph them. I don't know what the bird making noises. If I could see bird I can zoom out my camera, but I don't know where. Just listen to the sounds. So peaceful. Alright, I will see you at the dinner time when my cabbage rolls is ready. And here it is. I think it's cooked and ready to eat. They look delicious. Top one usually cooking in a crock pot a little bit more or less, so we have to dig to the bottom. But here it is. Beautiful color, smell good, and we are ready to eat. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.